profile artist pass away. Prince notably was near the beginning of the Nowstalgia run. I think we also had Snape, I'm forgetting his name at the moment, from
Alan
Harry
Rickman.
Potter. Yeah, Alan Rickman passing away around that time. We had another big artist die this past week on last Friday. Avicii, 28 years old, found dead. I was wondering because I had a really sad reaction to this. Actually, I'm wondering what your reaction was, knowing that we were both in college at the same time, and kind of the impact Avicii's career was having, especially on the college population around that time.
Yeah, no, I was reading a kind of like an obit piece, and I actually was kind of sad. Like I was like, wow, I really do feel sad. But yeah, to your point, our age of millennials, college age around that time, like 2011, was really the prime of his career, and yeah, he was just really omnipresent for a while, just
Yeah.
kind of that. It's weird because you listen to that kind of house music now. Obviously, Level's his biggest hit, which was jumped way up in streams. It'll probably chart for the upcoming week, of course, because everyone was going back to it. But like you listen to Levels or like Silhouettes or like Seek Bromance, and it's like, wow, this definitely does feel like a generation removed from Marshmello and like Chainsmokers, But he really did directly influence those guys, and like Kygo is like an Avicii clone, basically, and he's kind of said as much. But yeah, no, it's definitely one of the first, maybe the first like big musician that was kind of big for us growing up. A lot of the greats like Bowie and Prince, like they affected a lot of other generations, like Tom Petty recently. But like, has anyone that was kind of like for us, our age people, has anyone passed recently? Nothing, no one comes to mind.
The first person that you said, or when you said that, was Amy Winehouse, but I think she was even a little bit before us. Like the impact of her work and the age we were at when she was at her stardom was like high school, probably late middle school, high school. So she was a little bit forced, but I can't really think of anyone else that goes along that same parameters. You mentioned Levels, but I mean, I feel like every party I went to as Sienna or off campus at that period, I heard an Avicii song at some point, whether it was, Wake Me Up, Hey Brother, I feel like was big when I started going to music festivals. And then he got really into partying, and obviously that whole scene is very drug and substance abuse based, unfortunately. And he had health issues and then stopped touring 2 years ago. So I actually never saw Avicii, even though I feel like I was a pretty avid festival goer there for a while. Did you ever get to see him live?
No, I haven't seen many DJs. Our mutual friend Nick, though, did see him. He's seen a lot of DJs, and he was a big fan, of course.
Yeah.
I did note on Spotify this past Saturday, Avicii was the overall top stream artist with 42.9 million streams, which was even more than J. Cole's 27. We'll get to J. Cole's album later, but crazy. But everyone was definitely going back to the well for that one.
Absolutely. Yeah. Sad loss. It's always like the what if game, like what their career would have been like, but Avicii just had such a wide reach, for the impact he had on that genre in general. So definitely.
One last note for Avicii. He's one of the few EDM songs where I like the original, and I also really like the high profile remix, in this case from Skrillex.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like those are songs where both people will listen to both. Usually with a remix, you just pick one or the other, and that's like your go-to. But I feel like for Levels and the Levels remix, they both kind of had their own lane.
Yeah, Skrillex actually wrote a note about how like he never really was friends with Avicii, but he'll never take Levels out of his set just because it's that awesome of a song and one that he respects. So definitely a cool move by him. You saw a lot of people outpouring. So if you were a fan of Avicii, please leave a comment on this video, on our videos, and subscribe to the channel and tell us your experiences, or hit us up on Twitter at NowstalgiaPod. Also, you can find all of our stuff, SoundCloud.com/NowstalgiaPod, or most platforms that carry podcasts.